and Butterbean Show. Yeah!
Hey guys, welcome to the Tatertot and Butterbean Show. The show where you get a little bit of Southern history, a little bit of redneck antics, and some crazy Southern laws. What's up, Butterbean? How's your week been?
Well, this week's been pretty good. I've worked all week.
Let's talk about me first.
You just asked how my week was.
Well, I know, but I mean, come on, man.
All right, since it's Tatertot first, we'll go with him.
Yeah, because I got something to tell.
Oh, me too.
All right.
But we'll go with you first.
All right.
All right. How's your week been?
Uneventful.
Uneventful?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Tatertot. What you been doing this week?
Well, I went hunting earlier, a couple days ago.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you go hunting for?
Deer.
Did you see anything?
No.
Nothing at all?
I didn't even get to shoot at nothing.
Well, where'd you go?
Out in my backyard.
Again?
Yeah. Like 3 years straight I've been out there and I ain't caught nothing yet.
Well, I'd probably find another place to go hunting. Or you can hunt for something else other than deer.
Well, I got about an acre of woods out in the backyard. And the only thing I've seen the past 3 years are, just like neighbors' kids over on the next block shooting hoops.
In your woods?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm waiting on the hairy one to grow antlers.
Well, I think his mom would get a little upset if you shot at him.
I'm waiting on her to grow antlers too.
Well, while you've been out...
Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. I got some in case we get thirsty. I was up there in that tree stand,
Yeah.
And you get thirsty up there, so I like to keep a little bit of apple juice with me.
Right, right.
I figured if we got thirsty, we could get a little swig of apple juice. Get a little swig of apple juice. Alright, we got a problem. One of these are apple juice that I was drinking while I was up in the tree stand out in the backyard.
Yeah.
The other one's urine.
It's mine.
No, it's pee.
Oh.
It's not urine, it's mine, it's my pee.
Why you pee in a bottle?
Well, some people believe that if you pee off your tree stand, that you'll scare the deer off. And so I didn't want to take that chance because this is my 3rd year. And I figured the first 2 years when I was peeing off the stand was probably why I wasn't catching them. So this year I decided to pee in a bottle. And that way I wouldn't have the urine smell out there. But I can't remember which is which.
Well, they look the same.
I know. Oh well. I guess that takes care of that.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you now?
Well, while I was at work, I had a little spare time, so I was looking for some interesting stories. And I came across one that is almost too weird to even believe it's true, but it happened in Tennessee.
So it's part of Southern history?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely Southern history. We'll put a title up here that says Southern history. Right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a town that actually hung an elephant.
Why would anyone in their right mind want to string an elephant up?
By the way, before we go much further, this might be a little sensitive for the younger audience. Just a fair warning, it's history. It's not, any worse than what they see on TV these days. But I want
stuff they ain't gonna tell you about in school.
Right, you will not learn this in school. Unless you're in Irwin, Tennessee, then you might hear about it from an older teacher. But anyway, picture it, 1916. The railroads are spreading out all over the U.S. And with the railroads in that period of time comes the circus. Because they didn't travel like they do today in 18-wheelers, they actually used railroad cars. So, there was a circus that was doing its circuit through the South, and it was actually the second biggest circus. They had 15 cars. And you know, it's pretty big. The biggest one, I believe, was about 42.
You mean box cars?
Railroad cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the little cars.
No.
They had cars back then too.
In 1916.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think.
No, these were actually railroad cars. I mean, like box cars. So they come into town, and they're rolling into. Let's see. I've got it here on my phone because I couldn't memorize it. Let's see. September 12th, 1916. Kingsport, Tennessee was putting on their first ever county fair. And they wanted to make it a big to-do because everybody was coming in because the railroad just got laid. And business was booming. There were new jobs popping up, mining and lumber milling. And is that a word, lumber milling?
I don't know.
We'll say it's a word. But anyway, so they invite Sparks world famous shows to perform at their very first county fair. Now, what makes Sparks so famous was they had the largest, most exotic elephant in the country. Biggest land animal in the United States. The Mighty Mary. Now they had some others, you know, too. I think they had like 5. So they made a big procession coming into town. Now, the day before the big show, one of their lead trainers got sick. So
Elephant trainer?
Yeah.
Oh,
The elephant trainer got sick, and the backup trainer took his spot. So they needed a new backup trainer. So the day before, they hired a gentleman out of, where was that? St. Paul, Tennessee. Now, this guy had never done it before. He was new, and they had to train him. And they had like a day to train him before he was, you know, going on the show. So, Charlie Sparks was a very gentle person. And they had had Mary since she was 4 years old. So it was like a family pet to them. So they knew, you know, how to treat her. They treated her very nice and was gentle with her. And, you know, they trained the guy, his name was Red Eldridge, to treat her with, you know, a kind hand. Mm-hmm. Very important. Because the elephants, you know, they can get sort of aggressive if they don't know you or if you scare them. So they go on, and they're in between practices going to a watering hole, and the elephants are marching along the road, and Mary just stops, and she sees something off in a ditch and goes for it. So Red, still being new, just prods her.
the elephant trainer. The new one.
The new one.
With no experience.
No experience. Despite being taught not to, he just prods her with a hook.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, grabs him up with her trunk, throws him against a drink cart there in town, and stomps his head.
Oh, man.
I mean, in front of the town was busy. Everybody was looking. And so anyway, you know, that wasn't. And the major part that concerned Charlie was all of a sudden the peaceful town started chanting, "Kill the elephant! Kill the elephant!" And, you know, Charlie, this is like his baby. And
It's his money maker is what it is.
oh yeah, I mean,
His baby.
he's got the, well, you know, he had it since his 4. So anyway, the officials there in town arrested Mary and posted her beside the county jail.
How do you arrest an elephant?
Well, I guess with a chain and a spike, because they put her right by the county jail. So anyway, back in that
Handcuffs
day,
are out of the question.
it takes some big handcuffs. So anyway, during that time, you know, if an elephant became rambunctious and sort of unruly, you could always rename them, give them to another circus so they could retrain them. Anyway, this is Mary. Mary is the biggest in the country. Not even Barnum and Bailey had one. It was 3 inches bigger than Jumbo. They're elephant. I was about to say tiger. But anyway, so Charlie knew that there was only one choice that he had, and that was that he had to execute Mary, put her to death. So, you know, previously in New Jersey, they had electrocuted an elephant. But New Jersey was a huge place, and this little town didn't have enough power to do that. So they decided that the only other way that they could do it was with a derrick car, a railroad car that was used to, you know, had a big crane on it, could pick up box cars and lumber and load them. 100 tons. 100-ton derrick car.
Okay.
By the way, I'm looking at this story. I will put a link down there in the description so you guys can look at it too. It's got a couple gruesome pictures, you know, with the elephant hanging on the crane. So anyway, they the cars that they need are not there in the town where they are. They're 40 miles away in, oh good Lord, what's the name of that town? Did you get a chance to read it?
I remember hearing something about Irwin, Tennessee.
Irwin, yep, that's it. Irwin. 40 miles away in Irwin. So anyway, they loaded up all the circus. They were done there. And they travel over to Irwin, and they tell the folks in Irwin, you know, we're going to do a matinee show. They weren't planning to go there. And we're going to promise you something that no one in the country has ever seen. And we're going to do a public execution of what, instead of Mighty Mary, she's Murderous Mary now. So they go over there and they have their show. And, you know, the cities ahead of them told them, you know, we don't want your circus here if Mary's with you, because we don't want to risk our citizens. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Charlie's like, you know, we got to do this. So anyway, they have the show, and then they take her to the railroad yard, and they chain her to the track, and then they, you know, so they can keep still, and then they wrap a big old chain around her neck, and they go to hoist her up, and the chain pops. And, I mean, it was a pretty big chain.
That's just sort of fun to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So much fun is, remember that? But anyway, they forgot to untie her leg.
Yeah.
So they ended up breaking her leg, breaking her hip, and she fell over. So it was horrible. Anyway, they quickly untied her from the track and retied another chain around her and hung her up. And it just took a few minutes, you know, for her to die. And then they what in the world?
That wasn't the apple juice.
Well, that here, rinse it out.
That wasn't the apple juice either.
But just leave the lid off of that one.
Why would you do that?
Well, why didn't you smell it first? You knew one of them was pee.
I had a bad sniffer. Finish the story.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, label your pee jug. So, anyway, they got a free show out of it in Irwin, but to this very day, they're still known as the town that hung an elephant.
I will never forgive you for that.
I didn't hang it.
Just finish the story.
That's it. Is that not amazing, though? I mean, dude prods the elephant.
I'm not even interested in it anymore.
If y'all want to read about it or see the pictures, like I said, I'll put the link down there. It's themoonlitroad.com.
Wasn't funny. Wasn't funny at all. Put up your own. Put up the table. Put up. I'm out.
Alright, folks. That's it for this week's show. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good week. I see you over there. He can't leave. He's got to come back and say bye.
Saying bye. Turning the daggum camera off. How'd he work it?
See the button that says power?
No, and he done forgot to say subscribe. I don't even know if we're going to do any more of these videos. Doing that crap to me. Tell them where to subscribe at.
Oh! Y'all, subscribe right here. It's sitting on the table. I figured out I can put it wherever I want to. So if he says it's over here, I'll put it over here. See y'all next week.
And Butterbean Show.